Okay.
Over here, by the plant.
And like,
He's gonna think the plant's talking to him. This is great.
and he like looks over and he's like, buddy, I didn't know you could talk. Why you sound like a girl?
I'm not the plant. I was hoping you'd come over though. This is Texas. I'm invisible right now.
All of Texas?
Well, not all of Texas.
Oh my god.
A person. I technically lived there for a very short time. You met me.
I don't need to know your backstory. What do you need?
Well, there's a group of people.
No. Go through the entire back.
A lot has changed in the past 12 hours.
Good God, man! You have a dangle now. I'm not going to fault you for any sort of like thing that you went through. Your body has gone through a metamorphosis overnight. Please, it's fine. You do not need to apologize. And he just kind of looks at you and puts a hand on your shoulder and just like.
You got a dangle.
Like, all right, you were somebody who lived in Texas,
Right.
and then you
It's
took
not
the name
important
Texas?
though. That part isn't important. This is the important thing.
Why would you open with that if
No.
it wasn't
Well,
important?
I was just trying to introduce myself. Okay, so
Okay.
the important thing is there was a group in here, and now there's still one of them, but the others are gone, but they're coming back, and they want to kill us?
Are they from Texas too?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. But the important thing is they want to kill at least one, if not more, of us, and or do serious harm and damage. So, do
Okay.
you guys have rules or like a safe room?
No, we kind of play
Or-
it fast and loose here.
Yeah, I've heard that. So we should just kind of hightail it on out of here?
I mean, you could fight them. That'd be kind of entertaining. No,
Well-
right?
Am I bound to some sort of thing? I feel like the most responsible thing to do is to know, like, before you put on jewelry given to you by a god.
You feel like the most
Well,
responsible thing to do when a god offers you a gift is to be like, well,
Well,
is
no,
there a
thank you
user
very
agreement
much.
that
I
we
just-
need to sign here?
I feel like
I mean, it seems very nice, but this is no Banyan, the god of the lions. I mean, he's the king of the beasts.
And as Bubba walks out, he goes, "Hey, man, now I'm gonna get him turn around. Woo!
Sorry, guys, that's Big Bubba. I know how you doing.
And man, from Artificer Ball to share put stuff all the time.
You ain't fooling? Hell, my brother Cletus would love to talk to you.
Hey, man, I'm Terrell from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're all feeling pretty like people you're going in.
All right, now sounds good.
I'm just gonna cast in code thoughts to just pull this memory out for later. Someone's gonna want to study.
Are you always invisible?
No, I just did this because I was trying to be stealthy. It's not working very well. I can see
No,
that.
because you're still talking.
I know, I have learned my lesson. I haven't learned my lesson. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm going to do more stupid stuff. It just kind of happens.
Hello, everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons here on Indigo Chameleon as we play Wanderlust, a Wild Mount campaign. Hi, hello, it's me, your good buddy Scribe. We have thank you all so much. First off, big thank you to the chat. We've got a hype train. I don't even know what that means. Technically, we're 98% close, 99% close to a hype train. So thank you from the bottom of this Scribe's heart for all of your follows and subscriptions and bits. It means the world to me. So thank you. I know, right, Megabeeb? We are so grateful that you could join us for the very first episode of Wanderlust, a Wild Mount campaign. We have a few announcements before we get started. We have a Discord. Come and hang out with us there. This Discord is awesome. It's got cool stuff like an inspiration channel and so please come and join us here at the Discord. We also have a merch store. The hype train is going. Thank you all so much for the bits and subscriptions and awesome stuff like that. Level 2 is completed. Megabeeb, everybody, thank you all so much. We love all of the help that we can get and every little bit that you there's a whole other hype train. So thank you very much. We also have a merch store. Come and visit us at the merch store. You can buy cool stuff like mugs and hats and shirts and shower curtains and all of that cool stuff. Upcoming schedule for this week. Tonight is the opening night for Wild Mount, for Wanderlust, a Wild Mount campaign. On Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle for an interlude, where the group takes a little bit of time to level up and get items and just basically do a check-in with the everybody there. Oh, thank you all so much. And this is great. We've got gifted subs and bits and things of that sort. So your bits and subscriptions are going all over the place as we just hit hype train number 3. Thank you all so much. So those bits that you are spending like wildfire can actually be used to purchase things. So if you look now, we've got brand new things that you can buy with those bits, and I'm actually gonna post that right now. But she beat me to it. So you can use those bits to buy all sorts of wonderful things for the players tonight. I'm gonna say with all of the bits that have been spent just by the captain alone, who did an amazing job on that trailer that you saw, Captain Slaymore, thank you so much. I'm gonna say all of the players tonight are getting DM inspiration. So and in fact, let's go look at those beautiful, beautiful players right now as we put those DM inspirations right there in front of each of those players. Boom! Look at that. You all are the best, and we can't thank you enough for all the help you do. Thursday, like I said, is an interlude for the Lost Isle, and then Friday we have another one-shot. This one is actually set with a different system, but still that same RPG taste that you know and love. This is set within a system called Monster of the Week. It's going to be a lot of fun, so please join us for that game on Friday. Adventures in Geekdom, Dream Girl 42. I'm Megabeeb. I'm blown away by the love, and Captain, thank you. It's a lot of love right now. I think that's it when it comes to announcements. I think that's it when it comes to upcoming schedule and things of that sort. So, all of that being said, thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting Indigo Chameleon thus far, and I am happy to introduce to you Exandria, the continent of Wildmount. You're about to embark on an adventure with everybody here at the table, and everybody here at the table is about to undertake. Thank you again so much. Another hype train has taken off, and you guys are going to have me start crying soon. We're about to start an adventure. And for those of you that don't know, this adventure is going to be set in a place created by some of the great minds at D&D Beyond and Matthew Mercer. And as I was reading through the introduction to this world and everything about it, I wanted to pull a quote from it, and I was looking for the right one. Matthew Mercer provided the perfect quote for everybody that's brand new to Wildmount and maybe people that are returning or people that are tuning into Indigo Chameleon for the first time. And he said, out of everything, this is your Wild Mount now. So whether you enjoyed it as a fan, whether this is your first time, whether you've seen shows that we've done at Indigo Chameleon before, whether this is your very first journey with Indigo Chameleon, this belongs to you now. Each and every one of you. There is a spot at the table for you from here on in. And we hope that every Tuesday we can provide you that space, that safe space at our table for you to join us on an adventure in one of the most chaotic, wonderfully awesome places you'll ever see. It is my privilege and honor to say welcome to Exandria. This is a world teeming with adventure, magic, and two nations on the brink of war. Introducing the world and some of the players here in this world, we have the Dwendalian Empire. This is a young, ambitious collection of cities, towns, states, pockets of uncharted wilderness, and ruins of past civilizations, just waiting for heroes to come along and start exploring. We also have the Clovis Concord, a republic of city-states that line the Menagerie Coast, filled with nautical adventures, jungle temples, and the ever-present conflict between the Clovis Concord and the Revelry Pirates. Last but certainly not least, we also have the Kryn Dynasty. Dark elves and beings once considered monsters support the Kryn Dynasty, with the majority finding solace in the waste of the lands of Zorhas. We are currently past the Divergence. It is the 13th day of Horisel. It's a mere 23 days away from the day of challenging. We find ourselves, with our heroes, in Palma Flora, in the tavern The Long Retirement. It's early morning. All of you have met each other as you have been... another hype. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. 17 subscriptions, over 2,000 bits. You all are the best. We love you. Thank you from everyone here. And we unlocked cool emotes. Hard hands. You all have made your way here to Palma Flora. Due to some of you being drawn for various reasons, unfortunately, by a funeral of sorts. You are here, the majority of you, to pay your last respects. Others of you were picked up along the way in various forms or another. So I would encourage, let's say, I want to fix this. Go ahead. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right there. Thank you. As you all wake up in the morning, you were all prepared to go to a meeting. This meeting was one that was a reading of the will. Hang on. Let's get this going right there. Yeah. We should be good to go.
I'll take care of it.
Okay. It's done. It's done. Was a reading of the will from Mr. Creefus. As you all wake up in the morning, you find yourselves in the inn. There is a note downstairs on the door where you were all supposed to meet your go-to, which essentially states there was business to take care of in town. Please take your time this morning, enjoy some food, take a little bit of time to yourself, and I will be back as soon as I am able to. So, that being said, heroes, as you all awake, I would love a brief description of what you look like, a little bit about you, and what your morning routine is. I think this is going to provide insight to our audience as to who you are. So actually, let's start with you, Simon. As you wake up in the morning, tell us a little bit about what you look like, who you are, and a little bit about your morning routine.
Okay, Simon's humanoid, about 5'6", brown medium length hair, held back by a headband, amber colored eyes. This early in the morning, he's probably going through some really basic forms to limber himself up, and a couple of push-ups before heading downstairs.
Okay.
At which point he's going to sit at the table and try to eat some breakfast.
Okay. There's a wide variety of breakfast downstairs. A lot of it just sort of lighter fare and things of that sort. So yeah, that's okay. We're gonna try to fix the audio levels as we can for the players. Simon, that was Simon's Day. Ulvar, tell us a little bit about what you do in the morning.
Ulva is waking up, and the first thing he does when he wakes up in the morning is he grabs the hammer necklace that's around his neck, and he kneels upon the floor, and he just praises the All Hammer for everything he's been given.
Okay.
And he takes nothing for granted, and he's just so grateful for everything. And as he rises, he just greets the new day with a praised spirit.
Okay. As you pray, give me a d20. As you start off the day.
It's a 6, a straight 6.
6. Yeah. So you feel the presence as you always do, and as you take a second in the morning to just reflect and be a little quiet with yourself. Yeah. You send it out, and you feel like you start yourself off on the right foot. Do you head downstairs?
He would probably be amongst the first to be downstairs.
Okay. Awesome. Aelin.
Aelin is about 5'10", medium, kind of somewhere between small and medium in size as far as his build. He has copper skin with tints of green in it. He has straw blonde hair. He has hazel eyes. He looks like your average wood elf. He looks young for elves, and he seems almost uncomfortable in his own body, clumsy. He starts his day by thanking Melora for another day, and by that I mean literally just thanking Melora for a day. He would sit down and pray briefly and just basically say, I just want to make you proud today. And then he would run downstairs excited for breakfast.
I have to do this after what you've just said.
No,
Give
I know.
me an acrobatics check. As you are awkward and a little bit lanky and just having them.
21.
Yeah, you managed to catch your feet and barrel down the stairs without causing any major damage to yourself or the structure of the building.
Right. He would also, by the way, be wearing. He would be in his full-scale armor with his mace that looks like it's made out of like emerald, and he would be wearing his the crown of Melora.
Got it. What does the crown look like?
It is woven wheat with berries.
Yeah, I'm into it. Zerafina.
Zara is a tiefling, lavender skin, big black, like bat-like wings, horns that curl out to the side. She is probably the first one up in most cases. She's a sun-up kind of gal. She is right at the door to practice. She is not a monk. However, she was trained by monks. So she's out at sunrise. She's practicing her katas. She's got a journal. She's writing in her journal. She's probably doing some sword practice. She's got a lot to accomplish in a very short time. She has a breakfast of fruit. If she can, it's cloudberries because that's what she's used to. However, any other fruit will do. She's very precise and has a very long list of things to accomplish before most people are even up and out of bed.
I love her already. She's an overachiever, and the character is as well. It's amazing. It's going to be good. Dev, tell us a little bit about you, and who you are, and what you look like.
Dev is going to take his time getting up. He's got...
When you say take your time, you mean you sleeping in? Or
like, she's running around, and he's like, All right, I guess I'm getting up to. All right.
Okay. We're doing this.
I guess it's morning. Red skin, silver eyes, and then by the eyes there's kind of a pale vitiligo, kind of going down the sides. Black hair, and he's probably just going to go find some water to splash his face, run it through his hair, kind of look a little nice. Use Gus to kind of dry himself off, and then put on some fine clothing, because it's a funeral. You want to look nice. It's not entirely best suited for a funeral, but it's nice enough for a funeral.
I need to know this for my own sake. Gust is a pretty strong, is it a it's not a sustained gust, it's more of a
blast in the face until it's dry.
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So his hair has just got a very, it's literally a windswept look.
Yeah. I mean, he'll kind of pat it down, but for the most part, yeah.
I adore it. I adore it so much. I've never thought of using Gust like that. Alatrion, what about you? How do you spend your morning waking up?
He spends his morning sit-ups and push-ups, like light workout, inspecting his armor and his swords.
Okay.
He's a big, like 6.5-foot dragonborn. He's green. He's got chainmail armor, pair of scimitars, no boots because he's got clawed feet, 13,294 scales, single ridge that goes from above his eyebrows to the base of his skull. So he's not the first, but he's one of the early risers.
Sure. As you all head downstairs, you don't recognize the worker that is down there. The woman that was there last night that greeted you as you came in is no longer behind the counter. Behind the counter instead is a young human male that looks like he does not want to be here. He is somewhat indifferent to the morning shift. Boreth, the bigger gentleman that was here that was supposed to run the meeting, who you're going to assume left the note for you all, is also not here. However, there is a small gentleman sitting off in the corner who, Alatrion, you recognize as a captain that you helped escort this way. This individual is sitting and he's enjoying a frothy mug with black liquid in it, and it seems to be helping him awake a little bit. His hand is connected to a large box that sits upon the table. It looks to be about the size of a treasure chest, so like almost like a footlocker size. When I say his hand is attached to it, his hand is stuck to the side of it, and there is a faint blue glow that seems to emanate from the hand and the chest where the hand is placed upon it. It's fine. He's just awkwardly trying to sip coffee and eat food and things of that sort, and he is currently locked in a battle with his cup of coffee this morning as he sits at the table. So all that being said, as all of you start to awake and head downstairs, what is the first thing you would like to do?
I'm going to take my breakfast over to the captain, sit down here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you again for the safe passage.
Thank you again for paying me.
Fair. What do you think of your accommodations?
They're better than the boat.
Oh, aye. The smell, much better.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the ocean?
Mostly. I mean, looking at it. Being on it makes me kind of queasy. So, did you enjoy the ocean?
He with his hand still attached and sipping his coffee, he looks at his captain's uniform, working for the Clovis Concord, and he goes, "I've grown fond of it."
Well, I mean, it could just be a job.
It could. Fair.
I hear piracy pays well.
It does. It can. Are these friends of yours?
Yep. Hey guys!
Ja, was ist jetzt?
This is the captain.
Guten Morgen, Herr Captain.
He nods at you all with his hand that's holding the coffee, the other one still attached firmly to the chest, and just sort of lifts his glass in greeting, and he goes, "I don't wish to disturb you."
Okay.
Well, you're a captain?
Oh God. He puts the coffee down and he goes, yes, I am.
Captain of what?
Of a ship, my lad. Of a ship.
Like a boat?
Yes. The Broken but Stern.
That's a good name.
Thank you. Yes, I did not name it, but I appreciate it.
Do you feel that it is necessary that we not hassle those that we are first meeting?
I just ask a question.
It is more than a question, considering where we are. People might unlook.
Captain, did you have a problem with my question?
No. I'm fine.
I am so terribly sorry about my friend. He has a means to be excited around new people.
Well, we all get a little excited around new people, don't we?
I suppose.
If you don't mind, I think I'm going to have and enjoy my breakfast in a bit of peace.
Yeah, of course. Please enjoy your breakfast here, Captain.
Yeah, he continues to awkwardly eat his food and drink his coffee.
Did Borath tell us when he was going to be here? Like how much longer?
Borath was actually fairly insistent that you all would be here at sunup and that the meeting would progress at sunup. There is a meeting room at the back of the inn, and on it is a note that says, I had business to do in town.
Okay.
Be back in a few. Yeah. Yes.
I would head over to the bar and
Sure.
Following very close behind.
Yeah, the lackadaisical kid is at the bar, and as you come over, he kind of like stops what he's doing, and he's like, "What?"
I had dumplings here last night.
Yes.
Could I get 2 orders of those, please?
Breakfast dumplings?
No, dinner dumplings is fine.
He goes, it's going to be about one and he looks at your hand, and he goes, I'll get it fixed for you. Just give me a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pardon me, sir. There was a lady here last night.
Yes.
Is her shift not begun yet?
No. My mother doesn't come in till later.
And about when do you suppose does she be in?
Probably this evening, afternoon.
I wish to have a conversation with her as soon as she arrives.
Yeah.
So let her know that Ulva wished her presence.
Of course.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna go up to the bar. Did you say breakfast dumplings?
He like sighs very heavily. It's almost a little bit too much of an emo sigh, and like goes.
Have you not had breakfast yet?
No, I just woke up.
Does anybody else require these breakfast dumplings?
I ate an hour ago.
I'm perfectly fine. This is the fruit, Dakshin.
Okay.
My dumplings are coming, and I ordered the other ones for Matt Tudor Creefus.
So then, do you as well need the breakfast dumplings?
I mean, that's why I ordered them.
Please, I am so sorry. Forgive us for this, but we need a couple orders of breakfast dumplings, and I promise we will be out of your hair.
He stops at the door and just kind of stares at you as like he like walks behind the door, and then the door just sort of closes. Like,
Can I insight check to see if we should eat this food?
yeah, give me an insight check. There's probably spit in this food.
That makes sense.
I mean, I don't believe that with my nat 1 and then a negative 1.
No, it's perfectly fine. This is going to be the greatest food you've ever had in your life with a nat 1 minus 1.
You rolled a 0?
Starting this baby off right. Right as your dumplings come out, breakfast or dinner, depending on what you've ordered, here's a tip. They're both the same dumplings. Borath comes back into the bar. He is very sweaty. He is looks a tad frantic and comes back into the bar. He says, "Right,
They need to be punished."
right. Sorry about that. I was in a bit of a situation. I had to get the ship ready. If you'd all make your way, please, to the back of the room.
Who has harmed you?
Give me a perception check.
Well, that's a nat one.
I'll throw
Nat
it on
one?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do a perception.
Perception check? Yep. Anybody who's studying Boreth?
13.
13?
Also 13.
13? He doesn't have any wounds on him. He just looks sweaty and discombobulated. Like he's been out in the warm Menagerie Coast air.
I'm gonna pull out my handkerchief and just hand it to him, just to get the beads of sweat off his face and stuff like that.
Okay. He does not take it. He looks at you. Yes.
Before we get started, how long is this likely to take, and when exactly is the tournament in?
There will be the tournament will happen shortly. Let us begin right now.
That's not a time. Okay.
He will head into the room. He will head into the room and head over towards the lock. And as he does, he will look over at the captain, and the captain will stand up and not lift the box. Will just stand up, and the box will like swing at the side with like it's still connected to the hand, and he just doesn't have to worry about it. He kind of gives a little like, and head into the small room that's located at the back of the tavern. This is the most bare bones conference room you've ever seen in your life. There are no outside windows. There's no windows, no door. There's
I got this.
No, there's one door in. You notice as you walk in that there's some oddly placed columns in the room. At the center of the room is a chair, is a table. Very long table, almost like a war table, a kitchen table. There are 8 seats at the table, but spread throughout the room are columns of wood that are connected from ceiling to floor, placed at odd intervals, spread throughout the room. As you come into the space, Boreth will head towards the front, to the end of the table, almost sitting in like the head spot, and gesture to the seats at the table.
I'll sit down.
Okay.
Simon sits down and kicks his feet up on the table.
Yeah.
Just leans back a bit.
I'm gonna sit down in like the back. I got no real reason to be here.
Ulver's standing up against the back door, just his arms folded, and he's standing by the back door.
Okay.
He's not welcome to tables.
Aelin would have gathered up the dumplings before he left. He would have put one order, wrapped it in like a cloth.
Okay.
And like put it in his bag, and the
Yeah.
other order he would have shoved in his mouth as quickly as possible. And he'd be walking into the room.
Your
with
mouth
a
is just
full of
filled
food.
with dumplings. A very serious
It's your
occasion.
domain because you look like a squirrel.
So I'd come in and I'd sit down at one of the empty chairs. It doesn't matter which one.
Okay.
Well, I'm taking my food in.
He did too. Just
The ones from these are like the meat and potato dumplings, right?
Meat and potato.
It's like meat and potato.
Yeah. Yeah, those of you that woke up early, you would have seen that they had an assortment of like vegetables and fruit and things of that sort that you could partake in. Almost like the equivalent of a continental breakfast.
You know, you should really consider having fruit for breakfast. It gives you the right kind of energy, and then you save the meat and the potatoes for a little later. And it never mind.
He looks at you all, and once everyone takes a seat at the table, he looks at the door, and the door shuts of its own accord. And he goes, "We are gathered here today because of the last will and testament of Master Krathus. Some of you have been summoned forth here because you have been indicated in correspondence as recipients of his will and his last remnants on this earth. If you are one of those such individuals, if you don't mind standing up, please."
Heave myself up, right?
Okay?
Aelin would stand.
Okay.
I don't know if I am.
Okay. He'll look at the two of you and he goes, "Are we unsure here, or?"
I mean, he's our uncle. We didn't.
You got the letter. I don't know.
It was a long time ago. I mean.
What's your
and
last name?
Caliban.
I don't much care. One of you needs to stand up and claim this.
I'm standing up.
As the DM frantically rewrites notes. So this is fun. No. He goes, all right, and he goes, his last objects of any worth, are to be dispensed as follows. To Simon, my tutor, and my son, in all but blood. I leave to you, and as he's saying these words, the captain will stand up and go over towards the table and tilt his head at the box to Simon. There are 3 sides of the box that are still available to be able to touch, and he gestures to you to kind of like put a hand on the box.
Opposite side of the captain.
Okay, opposite side of the captain. He'll look at you.
I'll put my hand on the front.
Okay.
Just
whatever.
Just
like
this.
Very, very gingerly. He goes, to my son in all but blood, I leave to you an object of power and import, and I entrust. As soon as he says I entrust, the ground begins to shake. The building, the walls, all of it begins to shake extremely violently. I need all of you to give me a dex check as the world begins to rumble beneath your feet. So your first
or save?
Let's say dex save. Dex save, because that can affect it. 12.
15.
15. 11.
7.
18. 8. You two fall to the ground. There's something about the rumbling, like you're not able to get to your balance and fall. So Zeraphina and Elatrion fall to the ground. The rest of you manage to maintain your feet as the room begins to shake. With that, the captain pulls his hand back from the box. Okay, the blue glow begins to recede, but the blue glow is still present for Dev, Simon, and Aelin. Okay, there's almost a clicking sound as the captain steps back, and all 3 of you are pressed up against it. There's a clicking as the unlock mechanism on the box occurs, and you see the top open up a little bit. Okay. As you look inside, you see a couple of like wrapped parcels, a pouch, and some pieces of paper. Borith gets up out of his seat and runs out of the room.
That's it.
He is gone. He's got a sword at his side that he is unsheathing from its scabbard, and he is out the door and running. The captain is also running as the room is still shaking. The foundation is still beginning to shake and almost as if this giant earthquake is occurring.
So I'm right by the door. Perhaps can I grab one of them before they leave the door?
You can certainly try.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Who are you grabbing? Are you trying to grab Borath?
So I'm assuming that the first person left as I'm trying to grab my footing. So I'm assuming I'm grabbing the last person who's trying to leave, which
that would be the captain was closest to the door. So Borath, you try to grab.
Yeah,
him.
I'll grab him. That is a. If it's just on the die, that's a 16.
Okay.
Unless I'm going for like a.
Give me
dex.
add your
strength.
Add your strength to this.
18.
It still beats it. It's close. You manage to get a good handful of them, and he's going to do this. Kind of do this weird spin move where you grab him and you manage to hold, but almost instinctively, this bigger gentleman who should not have these abilities does the snap down, like where you grab and he snaps down and puts a hand against your throat. He gets close enough so that you all can hear, "Get to the shape. Get to the shape." You hear me?
No.
And shoves you against the wall and runs out of the room.
Are we able to take our hands off the chest?
You 3 are able to take your hands off the chest. Okay. As you do, the top clicks. Okay.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna help her up.
Okay.
Now is not the time to toil, but we need to get to the ship now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That is fine with me.
Follow me.
Grabbing the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ulrich's holding the door open. He's just like trying to get everyone out. He's the last one out.
Okay. Last one out, making sure that everybody gets out.
First, yeah.
Okay. You all are on Palma Flora, but you are on a small island that's connected by a bridge in Palma Flora. Okay, so Palma Flora is a sort of a larger space, and you're on this small island. And if you were to look at a map, you'd see a bridge connecting over a group of water. Okay, as you all run out of the space outside of the inn and look, the sight that you see is terrifying. Okay, the ground beneath your feet outside of the inn is beginning to tremble and still crack up to this point. There is essentially just the sounds of screaming. As people are running away in a panic, they look like they're grabbing bags, they're grabbing children. People have flooded the streets of Palma Flora, and it is a mad dash to look for any sort of safety. The largest screams seem to come from the shore where people were gathered for the shark hunting. As you see a group of shark hunters that are being pursued by fishmen. Green, scaly armors. A lot of them are holding various weapons. A lot of them are holding various swords, tridents, things of that sort. And they're coming out of the water, and they're seeming to attack anything that looks remotely human. You're seeing people put up their hands in fear, and these things are just going after them. A group of shark hunters are trying to push innocent bystanders that were watching the event out of the way, and they're standing right there.
Oh gosh. Okay, well, as we're running towards the ship, I'm informing him that these are the Salagan. They often attack the shark hunters. This is something that happens a lot. I really should have been aware that this might have been happening.
I'm casting False Life and ignoring that.
Okay, you have a second to cast False Life upon yourself as
It's really quite common.
the Salagan are beginning to attack just innocent bystanders. If you look, you see 4 of them, a clump of 4 that are seeming to run after, but the shark hunters are interposing themselves in the way.
Ulver is getting between Danger and Aelin at all costs. He's making sure that he is interposing himself.
Okay.
We all heard the get to the ship.
Yeah.
You said it loud enough that we heard it?
You heard a get to the ship.
Okay. So while running, I would try to get close enough to Elatrion.
Okay.
You know where the ship is.
Yeah, that's why I said follow me. That's why I'm in front.
I'm going to
Okay.
look over at Simon because thus far he's the only one that I'm absolutely sure can fight, and say, shouldn't we try to help? Shouldn't we go over? I mean, people could be in danger and we could help them.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we need to also get to the ship.
Well, because you want the stuff out of the box,
This
but
is
maybe we
not
should
the
go help
point.
them.
They die or we die.
We will
Well,
help.
that's not how that works.
That is exactly how that works. You see them? It's a lot of them. It's only a handful of us.
Damn it. We will help as many as we can on the way to the ship, but we need to have our priorities, yeah? Yeah, okay.
Okay. The shaking stops. Okay. As the shaking stops, I need perception checks from the group.
Am I good? I'm not good.
These dice aren't as hot as I thought they'd be.
That's
This is
all
my
right.
second nat
That's
1.
not how the whole force works.
My second nat 1.
I don't think I've ever had a plus zero
Just
to
do what I did and
perception.
eat your die.
9. You don't see it. You're a little too.
Now crunch down.
Ulvar. Perception.
It's a nat 1.
Nat 1.
15.
You see it?
Nat 20 with a plus 0.
Nat 20. Ooh, I gotta give you something.
17.
17.
13.
Okay. My 10 and ups. Okay. The shaking stops. Okay. However, as you look out over the water, you see that the sand is being swallowed. This would allow you to insight. Something has happened, and the island itself is sinking. This separate area, the entire island is sinking. Okay. With a 20, you do some quick calculations in your head, Zerafina, and you realize that every 10 minutes, this area is submerging 5 feet into the ocean.
And how far is it, like...
Elevation
So are we
wise?
looking at we got 10 minutes or are we looking at we got 30 minutes?
Elevation.
It looks like you have every 10 minutes it's shrinking by 5 feet. You probably have like 45 minutes to an hour like before this place is entirely submerged underwater.
Simon, at the rate of descent, we've got about 45 minutes. We can help a lot of people in 45 minutes.
The shark hunters are skewed. You guys have been watching this scene take place and trying to figure out what's going on. The four fish creatures immediately swarm upon them, and they're just gone.
It's not a small group. Year after year, they're defeated. It's 12, maybe 15 at the most.
Am I hearing this?
Yeah.
I am going off to grab the first person. Just to, like, pull them back into the boat.
There's no boat. You guys are not. Okay. You are on the west. The west side. You're on the west side of the island. Okay, right now.
The party's up on the west side.
Yeah, the party's up on the west side.
How far roughly are we?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
Oh my God.
120 feet away from the
Never
docks.
mind. Okay.
The other water, the water and where these other individuals were dragged under, that's real close.
Yeah.
I mean, but you guys are currently just having this conversation while people are running around like...
just like, when?
Yeah.
The captain seemed like he was not going to wait for anyone. Maybe we should get to the boat.
Maybe we can call them with us and we can load extra people onto the boat.
The more we spend time arguing about what we are going to do, we could be
Everyone
saving
get to the
ourselves.
ships!
Thank you. Get going.
And he's going to push Aelin.
Follow me or stay lost.
Okay.
Take off.
Take off.
I'll run with them, but on my way, I'm going to look for anybody that I can help or drag along with me to this ship.
Find your stragglers as you will, but we need to get to the boats now.
Okay. You begin to take off. I need a perception check from you as everybody begins to run towards the east side of the island, following the natural paths and roads and things of that sort, and cutting through to try to make it. You make it to the central statue at the center of the island. This tropical floral scene, and everybody's there. You're noticing more and more people getting onto ships and getting onto the boats that are moored on the east portion of the island. Okay.
17.
17. Ooh. Zeraphina, you make it to the statue. The boats are directly in front of you. Okay? The boats are direct, like the boats are there, and most of them have taken off except for one ship that is still moored, that is currently fighting off these fish creatures which have surrounded the boat. Some of the fish creatures also have these orange crab-like entities with them that they are using to try to herd people, almost like I think the size of a giant dog, but they're crabs. Okay, Mirelurks for our Fallout fans and stuff like that. Okay, you're looking straight at the boats. If you make a mad dash for it, however, Tracy, southeast from where you are, there is one gentleman who is dressed in white robes, which has 3 of these individuals crowded around him, and he's calling forth a fire from the heavens. He's pointing at one, and you just see this golden flame envelop one of the creatures, and the creature shrinks back, and it seems like he's holding off creatures so that the people behind him, a family of 5, can make it to the boats. And
How far away is he, and how far away are the creatures from where we are?
You are 50 feet from the boat. He is at a diagonal. The boat is east, southeast from where you are. About 80 feet is this gentleman. You're going to have to leave the group.
And the crabs are maybe another 10 or 20 feet past him?
They're right on the dock. Like the soldiers are holding these things at bay on the dock.
Right.
And
So the crabs would be within 120 feet of me, correct?
Correct.
Eldritch Blast? I want to help him.
There are
While I'm
3 of them.
3 of the crabs, but they're attacking him, and they want to get to the
crabs are on
family.
the dock. 3 of the fish people.
Oh, the fish people. And he's attacking the fish people.
He's attacking the fish people.
He's trying to hold it off to get the family through.
to allow a family to circumvent.
So I could technically keep going in the direction that the party's going, but still help him. Like, pause for a
Insight
moment
check.
and see if I can help. Not great. That's... Gosh, I'm a +0 to insight too. 8.
You're gonna throw a cup of water at a bonfire.
Okay. Okay.
So the soldiers are ahead of us, between us and the dock, and the Sahagin and the crabs are between us and the soldiers.
So Hagen and the crabs are fighting.
Yeah.
They're in between you and a group of individuals that are holding the Sahagin and the crabs from making their way up on the dock onto the ship.
So we're gonna sandwich them.
Yeah.
You're gonna sandwich him.
That is the plan. Yeah.
He keeps fighting. The guy in the white robe just keeps fighting. Off in the distance, bits of flame and fire off there. So what are we doing, heroes?
I'm gonna go back up the soldiers.
Okay. Heading over that way?
The guy with the white robes?
No, the soldiers.
If you're going to that
I
guy,
haven't
then
seen the
I'm
dude.
helping you out. Because he's in definite need.
You recognize the spell. He's a holy man.
Done. Going after him immediately.
If someone from this group breaks to go towards him, I will follow
Me.
them.
Ulvar and Zerafina. Zerafina immediately takes off, and Ulvar is right next to her.
My bow is ready to go.
I'm following.
Don't die.
Dev is following. I need you to say it. I need you to say it.
Zara?
One of
Yeah,
us.
your sister. I
One
don't
of
care.
us.
I just need you to say it. I'm following the path to life. Zerafina takes off, followed by Dev and Ulvar. Simon, Aelin, and Elatrion you're headed towards the dock to sandwich in this other group of fighters. All of you, for the very first time, go ahead and roll initiative.
Does it say something that the first thing we do in a fight is split the party? Oh, that's not. I don't even want to waste it.
It's not good for me either, so.
Oh, is the new rule in effect now?
You can
This
try.
is the first roll on these brand new dice, and it was a nat 20.
You
but it
are
was on
welcome.
initiative.
Great initiative. So let me roll some initiatives for these heroes.
Oh, yeah, I think that nat 20, nat 1 thing.
I would love to.
I need to split it up like this. So I need Zerafina, Dev, and Ulvar. 20 to 25. 20 to 15.
17. Wait, I'm sorry, not me.
No? What'd you get, buddy?
Nat 12.
Nat 12. For Ulvar.
Not anything good.
Zerafina, what'd you get?
It was a nat 20 for me, and it was I was trying to figure. it's just a 20.
Okay.
Apparently, I just have no modifiers to anything I'm ever going to use.
It's level 1. We're good. We're fine. We're fine.
5. Perfect. Okay, that's that side. Let's get back to the other side. This is Elatrion. What did you get?
17.
17.
14.
14 for Aelin.
Yeah.
8.
Well, I got good news and bad news. Elatrion, Aelin, and Simon, because you are flanking, all of your melee attacks, all of your attacks really, are going to be an advantage, okay? Because you're sandwiching them in. Okay. You have a harder road to go, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to start things up at the top. We're going to do group by group here, okay? So, Zara, we start with you. There's 3 of those individuals
Okay.
there, and by the time you guys run, you're not making an attack until you get there, right? Or are you blasting away 100?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get as close to the holy man as I can.
Okay.
So I can say, how can we help? But honestly, because that's my verbal, so if he's blasting at somebody, I'm going to blast at that same person. That would be my action for it.
Okay.
I would Eldritch blast it.
Cool. There's one in front of him, and he goes, he's not going to scream anything until his turn. Yeah. Okay. But give me an attack roll against the.
That is a 22 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And a 10.
10 points?
Yeah.
10 points of
that
damage.
That was my first roll on those new ones.
With that, one of the fish creatures falls down to the ground as a blast of arcane energy hits him in the chest and falls to the ground. That is Zara's turn. It is the holy man's turn, and he's going to scream, "There's a child inside the building!" And he turns his head. He's like, "I'm holding them off. Get the child!" And he screams that out. Okay. It is the other fish people's turn. They're going to see that Zara just walked up, and they're going to make an attack against Zara. That is a 14 to hit.
Yes.
Right.
Pretty much just say a number and it hits.
Okay.
So
Zara, it's 4 damage as one of them takes a sword and just slices it across you.
Ouch.
Okay. The other one is going to make an attack against you, Ulvar, who have run up at this point. Ulvar, that is a 7 to hit.
7?
Yeah.
Does not hit.
Okay. It just another one brings this trident over and tries to stab you in it, and you just push it off to the side. Dev. Dev. 17 to hit.
17 to hit. Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna hit. Dev, you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As this one has a long spear that he's just pointing towards you. They seem to have ignored the holy man for now, who has blood just staining his white robes in front of him. Okay, Ulvar, your turn.
Question. Okay, so I can attack, but I also have not Misty Step. Fey Step.
Yeah, Fey Ancestry that allows you to bonus or Fey.
Eladrin Fey Step.
Yeah,
Fey Step,
so I
okay.
get to move up to 30 feet in an unoccupied space.
Sure.
So I can attack and then do that, which gets me closer
Good.
to that child who's...
Do you need to be able to see the space?
Well, I'm assuming he did the over here.
There's a kid in this building. He kind of looks behind.
So I can attack and then go to that
Yeah,
space,
absolutely.
right?
I would
Okay.
allow that.
Perfect. Then my attack when to use my longbow, and that is going to be a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Roll
Awesome.
damage.
Damage, that's going to be 12 points of damage. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to Fey Step, which give me 30 feet closer to the direction he was pointing, so I can get as close as I can to the child.
Okay. Yeah. You head inside, and sure enough, it's a small building. You don't see the child initially. Okay, you're in a bedroom, a little cottage, and you don't see any child in here. One of them is going to fall though, which is going to leave just 2 standing at this point. Okay. Dev.
Am I within 5 feet of one of them?
You can be.
I don't want to be.
then no.
Fantastic. I'll shoot a firebolt at whichever one's closest to her.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 18 plus 6, 26, 24 to hit.
Jeez, yeah, you hit. Roll damage.
That'll be 9 fire.
9 fire. He's still up on his feet, but he looks perturbed. We're going to cut back to the other group.
I'm going to move away as well.
Okay, so it's a with that, let's cut to this group. Elatrion, Aelin, and Simon. You are actually going to have a surprise action here, okay? Because they are trying desperately to get on this ship, and they do not see you coming. So each of you can take your surprise action, and then we'll jump into initiative, okay? Let me set the scene for you. They're all they're almost in a funnel because they're on the dock, okay? There are 3 of the crab individuals. In front of the 3 crab individuals are the giant orange crab creatures, okay?
So three Sahagin and then the crabs.
3 Sahagin, 2 crabs.
2 crabs.
If you know what they would be called, you can refer to them as Sahagin, but yeah.
I don't know them as Sahagin, I know them as fish people.
Fish people, got it, okay.
How many of them can I catch in a 15-foot cone?
All of them, and the dry dock.
I don't like this.
I do.
I would like to catch all of them with my breath weapon.
Okay.
I'll need a con save of 13.
I'm gonna make, that is a failure.
It's 8 points of poison.
8 points of poison damage. Okay, remember how I was gonna give you guys a surprise?
Yeah.
You can still have one, but there is nothing surprising about this, as all of them are coated in this poison that your new companion Elantrian sort of and breathes out a poisonous gas from his mouth.
Genuinely look on Simon's face.
Everyone's like, "Nice, bro."
That was amazing!
Wear your mask, people.
Does that turns to the camera? It's important to social distance.
Hey kids, it's your good buddy Scrap. You've said a lot of funny things here tonight. You know what's not funny? Poison breath.
Spade new to your cats.
Spade new to your cat. Oh, Mark. So the 2 of you go ahead and make your surprise round attacks, please.
I'm gonna slam my elbow in the back of one of these fishmen.
Do it. Give me an attack roll at advantage, please.
17 to hit.
You go immediately into your training, and you're feeling that it's kata, like
Yeah,
you know what you're gonna do, you know what you're gonna do. Bam! Elbow to the back of the head. Yep, roll damage.
6 points of bludgeoning.
Okay, he did. He falls. Next up.
I'm gonna take a swing at the one closest to me with my mace.
Okay, one to the left, one to the middle, and there's 2 crab things.
I would go for the fish guys.
One of the fish guys.
Yeah.
Give me an attack roll against one of the fish guys. What are you doing?
Fish, bro.
An advantage.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a hit with my mace. 18 plus 4, 22 to hit.
22 hits. Oh my gosh, you guys are level 1, right?
Yeah.
I need to buff up these.
I forgot Hellish Rebuke was a reaction, so I could have hit that guy, and I'm beating myself up right now.
I'm gonna give you another chance.
Aw, thanks.
Eat it, baddies, says Legend Hillary. A legend.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Another one of the crab, another one of the fish people goes down.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna go into initiative. Alatrion, you're up next.
Woo! I'm gonna make a couple of attacks. I'm gonna
Okay.
make one, and then if that one dies, I'll make a different one. If it doesn't, I'll make the same one.
Okay.
It's a 21 to hit.
21 hits. Roll damage.
8 damage.
8 damage. Another one of the fish people falls. Okay, it's just the 2 crabs now, which are kind of pinching at people.
And use bonus action to make another attack. That is a 9.
That is what I'm looking for level 1. Now, unfortunately, the crab people's AC is real low. That still hits, but that's what I was looking for. Fish.
That's going to be 7 points.
Sorry.
My bad.
There we go. The other crab individual, the little crabby guy, is going to jump into the water.
See you, Sebastian.
As you are out of combat, let's cut back to the other scene.
We're not out of combat.
You are definitely not out of combat. Zerafina, you're up.
Okay. He ran in to get the little girl, and so I'm not leaving this guy alone. So I'm going to hit. I took out the one guy. There's another guy right next to him, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay. Eldritch Blast?
Yep.
Give me an attack roll.
So it is a 25 to hit. That was a 19 on the die.
Happening. Yes, go ahead.
They all saw me eat the die and knew that's what happens now.
That's what happened.
That
The
is.
chat loves you all so much that they're lending you their strength and love.
That is 8 points of force damage.
8 points
from
of-
Eldritch Blast.
Yep, another one of them falls. We cut back to Zara. It is their turn. There's one of the fish creatures left. Okay. For his action, he is going to pull out a conch shell at his side and blow it.
Don't like that.
Don't
like that.
I'm
already
Who's
right.
next?
You're inside the house.
Right.
Ulvar, it's your turn.
Okay.
You do not see any child.
So, okay, question. Am I inside the house or am I in the doorway of the house?
You're you inside the house. You took a few steps in.
Sure. And I'm hearing this guy blow his conch shell to
You hear from outside of this battle that's going on. You hear.
How far away would you say this person is?
Within range of your longbow.
No,
if he wasn't, he's not in the open doorway. There's an angle problem.
So
you
I'm
can take a few steps back and be like, you take a few steps back. He'll take a few steps.
Because my main
forward.
priority is getting this person out.
Correct.
I don't want to use my investigation because that's not as amazing. But could I use No, because I wouldn't be able to use perception to.
I'll grant you this: inside the house, there's a dresser, there's a bed, and there's an end table. It's very simplistic. Where do you look?
I'm going for dresser, end table, and
bed.
I'm going to go for underneath the bed.
Okay. Sure enough, small child underneath the bed, crying, tears on their face, and they're just sort of backed up against the wall
And
as
they're
they see you.
oh
and
crap.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to get them out first and foremost. Is this going to be a charisma to be trying to coax them out?
Yeah, this is a persuasion check. As you're like
persuasion. Oh.
How about this? What do you say to him? Looks like a little girl. She's terrified beyond belief right now. What do you say to her?
My dear, it is not safe to be in this house at this moment. We need to get you out. The guy was all in white, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he was like a
Holy
father or matron or a patronly sort.
Holy man?
Yeah, thank you.
Holy guy. Yeah.
The holy man needs you outside of this house right now. We have to go.
Persuasion check at advantage.
Okay.
Are you the son of the preacher man?
Persuasion. That's gonna be an 11.
Okay, 11. She reluctantly reaches forward. Do you speak Elvish?
I do.
Yes. She says, she's muttering like to herself, and as you come forward and you kind of like pull her out, she calls you. She keeps muttering the Sun Man. She's like Sun Man, Sun Man, Sun Man, like Sun Man. Like she keeps saying it over and over again.
Because I'm an Eladrin.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is gonna work. If she's saying the Sun Man, then can I change my hair color to that of?
Do you have an ability that allows you to change your hair color?
That's only once per long rest. Never mind. Okay. Then all I'll do is I'll just like guess the Sun Man, and I want to grab her and just run out of the house.
That's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. You're grabbing her, running in the house, grabbing her out. Like you're in the house, but you've got her.
Right, and it's just like a nice grab.
With the conch shell blowing, that rumble picks up again. The island starts sinking way faster. Way faster. The island starts sinking way faster. Dev.
I'm gonna shoot him with a fireball.
Okay,
Not a fan of this. Okay, so that is going to be an 18 to hit.
18 to hit.
Was that
hits?
there, or did it move when I hit it?
Yeah.
It looked like it moved to me.
Okay, 10 for damage.
10 for damage. He is dead as well. You are officially out of combat.
Yay!
Okay. Yeah.
Fancy fanfare.
I'm taking the conch shell, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. You grabbing anything else?
Her.
Want to take anything else as the island?
Get out of here.
Okay.
Anybody want to go to Starbucks real quick?
Just making sure he's.
I'm going to look at the holy man and say, we have to get to our ship. Are you going to be all right?
Oh, I'll be fine. The child. Bring me the child.
Just gonna put it on his arm.
You see him pull back the sleeve of the little girl, and she's got a gash. Like it's like from arm all the way, from like the hand all the way up, and like some of the bones are a little messed up. Like the gash is bad. He prays a little bit. Like he leans over her, and as he's running, you see the wounds beginning to close on the little girl, and she's like hugging him, and she's whispering like Sun Man, and like just over and over again. And he goes, "It's all right. Let's just go to the ship. Your mother is waiting for us. Go!" And he is running with her towards the ship. Okay. Cutting back to my other group. Okay. There is a motley crew aboard this ship. Okay. Motley crew. But you recognize one of the individuals. You recognize Boreth, who's on the ship, and he's just getting as many people out of the water as he can, because off in the distance, people are swimming towards the last ship that's on the island, and as you look at the island is starting to sink as people that weren't fast enough are being pulled underneath the water. A few sharks have now been raised out of the water and sent hurtling towards the ship.
Dude, this is not the time for another shark video.
Okay, you all are running.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not there.
Sure.
You're about, you diverted from the ship. You're 110 feet away, and you're taking off at a sprint. Okay, those of you who are next to the ship, which is Elatrion, Simon, and Aelin, what are you doing? Are we helping people get on board?
Get on board. Help people get on board.
Okay.
Yeah. If I see B, name starts with a B.
Boreth.
If I see Boreth doing it, then I would help too. I would be like reaching down with my mace, letting them grab it, and then just lifting them onto the ship.
Okay. Yeah. You see, okay, You see a crazed, at a certain point, somebody notices that the people that are swimming towards the ship, that there are sharks headed towards them. And they don't know why the sharks are headed towards them. I imagine that some of you as players might know why the sharks are headed towards them. But there's a bunch of them. As it's pointed out, this crazed dwarven woman just like screams out loud. Like she does this scream, takes 2 swords from out of her pack, and just like goes running past the refugees, off the ship and into the water. And interposes herself in front of the sharks and just starts wailing on the sharks.
I'm gonna take a couple of shots with my crossbow at the sharks.
Okay, staying on board the ship. Give me attack rolls aboard the ship. You all are running towards the dock. I need athletics checks from you because it's starting to become a sprint through water, unless you are not running.
I'm flying.
Okay.
Question.
For you.
I'm still proud.
So at this point, like for running, I'm assuming there's enough dock before it gets really heavily engulfed in water.
Okay, but the problem is you're close to the shore here. The houses are built close to the shore, so as the water's starting to build, it goes from running on dry land to running in water.
How far away is the boat?
As you run, you're still, I'll say you're 50 feet back when the water gets to chest.
Then I want to try this. I want to like pull out my rope, my 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
Wrap it around my arrow, and I want to launch it at the boat, so that way I can try to anchor myself to pull in.
Okay. Okay. I would allow this. It's a tricky shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
give me an attack roll with a high DC here.
You have inspiration.
I do have a +5, but it's not going to do much.
You have inspiration if you want to re-roll this. The
I do.
audience bought it for you.
Thank you.
That is a thank you. Yeah. Audience, thank you because you gave me a nat 20 on my inspiration.
Boulevard,
Thank you.
that's you, the audience. Thank you so much. You don't know how this happens, okay? You don't know how you take the shot and it's off. It's bad, and you pray. That's the only thing you can think of. Like you grab your holy symbol and you just say please, and the arrow like gets pushed by a little gust of wind and just lodges into the ship itself. Okay. Attack rolls for the sharks.
I only get to make one.
Okay.
Unless you want me to make more.
No.
But, that's 13.
13. Okay. Roll damage as you're gonna try to aim for one of the sharks.
4.
Athletics check.
13.
13. You managed to keep your footing and managed to start running through the water. It's a workout. You're not getting tired. You're flying above the water.
I'm pacing myself with them though, so that if one of them needs help, I can grab them and
Perception
pull them
check
up.
then. What are you doing during this, Ayla? Helping people on the ship.
Yeah, I was helping people on the ship. How many sharks are coming?
6.
Just want to check something real quick.
12 perception.
The father's not going to make it. The holy man, he's not going to make it. He's struggling because he's not only is he running in the water, he's running in the water with the kid. And
I'm going back to help. Can I pick up the kid? Because I could carry her, because she's tiny.
Yeah.
And that way he could get there easier.
I need a strength check from
Okay.
you. She still weighs.
Yeah, no, I
here,
know,
like-
I know. I was picturing tiny.
Yeah.
This person is still in the waves, like they're not like they're going towards the boat, but not being able to get into it.
You have shot. You're not. You have shot your arrow. You're concentrating on that.
Yeah.
Okay. I would use Word of Radiance on one of the sharks, one of the nearest ones.
What's the save on Word of Radiance?
It's Con 14.
Okay. For some unknown reason, the shark is able to. It is made of sturdy stuff. It is the Jaws shark.
Okay.
Everybody else was extras in Jaws. This is the Jaws shark. Yeah.
Can I use my DM inspiration to roll that at advantage?
Yes, you
I
may.
rolled once, but
Roll it at advantage.
well, it's the first one anyway. But still,
Okay.
it was a 13.
13. It's heavy. She's heavy. But he gratefully hands you the little girl as he's leaving a trail of blood in the water. He used his healing to heal the girl, and he gives her up to you, and you fly towards the ship. Okay. Damage.
16 to hit, 6 damage.
Okay. One of the sharks starts to slow, leaves a little blood in the water. You all make it to the dock, okay? Including the holy man, okay? Using the arrow, I'm going to say that everybody has advantage and is able to collectively pull themselves towards the ship, and you are easily brought on board, okay? Everybody makes it on board. The dwarven woman... The dwarven woman goes into a frenzy. She basically just starts hitting the sharks repeatedly until she sees like 5 or 6 more of the fish people that are riding on top of sharks headed that way. And she goes, "Time to go!" And swims over to the boat and just starts...
Give me some rope.
Yep, I've got rope already. Yeah, like, I've been watching her with this crossbow like, you real dumb.
Pull it.
Yeah, no, Electra and I are just going to haul this dwarven woman up.
You pull her up and she's like...
Was ist der unheimlich's name for you, sinking?
Do you think you could tie it around me and dip me in again?
9!
9 times?
9!
As that happens, the ship pulls away from the dock. Okay. You look back, and you see that a good chunk of Palma Flora has sunk into the ocean. Okay. What do you do?
I would immediately go over to the holy man and ask him if he needs help. Like, hold up my hand to heal if he needs it.
He looks at you and he goes, I would be most grateful if you have any to, and he's going to collapse. He's still breathing. He's just, it's too much. It's too much. But he will collapse into your arms, arms raised.
Okay. I would turn to Simon because he's the adult that I know the best.
I need an adult, but a more adulty adult because
I'm the adult. But I would just say,
Let me see
I can only do this once, maybe twice.
Go. Yeah, go.
Okay. So I would put my hand on his chest and cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah. Okay. You cast Cure Wounds. Go ahead and roll for that, please.
7 plus 11 points of healing.
He awakens. His eyes flutter open, and he takes a deep breath in, and you see that he's got a real bad wound on his like stuff was coming out on the center in his chest and stuff like that. So, but it's starting to close, and he's breathing. He looks pale. He's going to need some rest. But he goes, "Thank you." The girl. Where's the girl?
She's fine. Breeze.
You're still.
The first thing I've done is, I've said, "What's your name? What's your name?"
Do you speak Elvish?
I don't think. Let me double check. But I don't think I do.
Do I notice that she's going over to the little girl?
But if she talks and I can't understand her, then I will spoken language. Yes, I will cast comprehend languages.
Okay. You can make your way over to where she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least go up to the little girl and ask her if she's okay.
Yeah. She looks up at you and she says, "Son, man, mother. Where is mother? Where is mom?" And then she looks over at her and she puts a hand up to her face and she goes, "Demon?"
No.
Did she say it in Elvish or?
Yeah. But she can understand.
Yeah, I can understand her. I can't speak. Yep, I can understand. I can't
speak. She then gets very scared for you, and she puts 2 hands up, and she's like, "Sick?"
No.
And she just looks very confused.
I scoop her up, and I fly up just a little bit and down and smile.
She breathes, and she's like, "Bird."
Woodford's going to take his 2 fingers, he's going to put up against his cheek, and he's going to rub it down, and then go up to Zara's face, and he's going to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. He goes, "This is fine. Yeah. She's okay. I promise."
You see a woman coming up. Looks much older to be the child's mom, but she comes running up, and she goes. She's speaking in Elvish as well, but she runs up and she goes, She goes, Ali, thank you. And she like kisses you. She's hugging you. She's got the little girl. She picks her up, and the little girl is smiling, and she's got her wrapped, her arms wrapped around her, and she goes, thank you. I give you my life. I give you everything that I have. And she like reaches out to her side and pulls out like
No,
a
it's
pack
all
of
right.
gold and,
It's
like-
all right. Stop. Oh, was she speaking Elvish or Common?
She was speaking Elvish. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Then I wouldn't. I understand.
Well, you
I
can
said
answer
no.
in common. But
Yeah.
No.
It is fine. This was the purpose that I was meant to serve. We do not need anything.
Yeah.
And then Uber's gonna look and relay that like she's grateful, just it's fine, and just try to defuse everything.
We wanted to help.
She nods her head, and she's still kissing you and hugging you and trying to offer you money and whatever she has on her. She doesn't have a lot, but she's offering as much to you as she can. You see that there are small pockets of individuals aboard the ship that have started to like
cluster.
You ever seen a tragedy where people tend to cluster in little groups and like just like sort of like look for people? There are people on the sides of the ship looking out at the water and looking for loved ones. At one point, like there's somebody that has like baskets of food that they managed to bring, and they give one to the little girl, and she she breaks away from her little group and says in a very broken common, "Thank you,
You are very welcome.
thank you, Bart." And she takes a small piece of bread and like throws it at your chest.
You're welcome.
You eat, Bart.
I eat the bread.
Udver's gonna kneel down and he's gonna take off the necklace and he's just gonna clasp it in her hand. He's just gonna close it and just hand to her and just
Your necklace that you're
Yeah.
wearing. And she goes, she'll have you come down and she'll take a thumb and she's gonna lick the thumb. Anybody around is free to give me insight check here.
I'll do it.
You've known me long enough. I feel like at this point, yeah.
Even with my high insight, this is not going to go well. It's an 8.
8. You know what? 3. You don't know what she's doing. You can give me an insight check.
Well, 4.
It's not gonna be any good. 8. We don't know
Wow.
shit.
Yeah, it's all 8s. Sorry.
You
Let's
hear
use my +5.
you hear the holy man in the back. Wow, you all suck. But she licks her thumb and traces your head. She like does a line from your head down to your and it's a very confusing. She goes, it's weird. It's just a thumb, and you hear a cough, from the holy man as he's still like leaned up against the post, and he goes, "She's copying me.
Copying you to
Hashtag
do.
blast.
She's trying to bless you."
And he's just gonna be very humble and just,
And she goes, and just walks back off into.
Understands nothing that just happened.
What the what?
Just threw some bread at this. I don't.
Yes.
As soon as like they were settled, I would be going to Simon.
Okay. You are all in a small clump, I'm imagining at this point. You are one of the clumps of refugees here that has just formed this.
Standing, staring down at the holy man.
Are we going to talk about how the Dragonborn just acided people?
They poison people. It's deadly.
It's
I'm going to sit on the deck and just like take the chest off underneath my arm, place it down on the deck, cross my arms, and just stare at it.
Aylin's gonna sit down cross-legged in front of it and put his hand on it.
Def, if you wouldn't mind.
One moment. I'm gonna Gus dry myself.
He's got a dice. You are a Dyson blade. That's what you are.
Yeah. All right. Put my hand on it.
Who's the last one to put their hand on it? Borath is going to put a hand on your shoulder and squeeze.
No, look at Borath.
Oh, it's very lucky, friends, that you found that unopenable box aboard this ship.
I'm going to ask for clarification. My flight.
Welcome to the Wave Chaser, sir. We're happy to have you on board this vessel that doesn't adhere to some of the more stricter codes in the Clovis Concord.
You're Hey, Captain.
He laughs and he goes, not me. But she'll be wanting to see you.
I'm sorry she will.
When you have a moment. Take a moment to yourselves.
So, the three of us touch it, the box does not reactivate no?
He's going to squeeze your shoulder before you touch this box. And says, boy, it's a good thing you didn't, but you're welcome to open
My
that
hand's
up.
gone the second he says that.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should speak with the captain, yeah?
It's probably a good idea.
Okay. You see the individuals aboard the ship start setting up what looks like makeshift quarters. They're very aware that whatever they had, wherever they were, it is gone. Like the island is gone. You are led over towards the captain's quarters of this ship. Doesn't look like there's a lot of space here. A lot of these individuals are setting up to be under the stars for however long the voyage takes, looking for any sort of safe passage. As you enter into the captain's quarters, you are greeted to the sight of a tabaxi. The tabaxi is hunched over a wide table, and they're puzzling over a map that's in front of them. You see half a dozen daggers are pinned at certain points to the map, okay? The map seems to be a map of islands and oceans. As you come in, she smiles, and you see that her paws have several golden rings and rings of different size, make, and quality adorning her paws. She's got these bright emerald eyes that seem to look right through you. As you enter into the quarters, her face widens into this welcoming grin that's not menacing. It does look, in fact, very genuine as you are welcomed in, and says, "Welcome, welcome. You are the heroes from the little village. Yes, you helped save the holy man from the shore. Is that correct?"
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And some of you also assisted my crew in helping get the refugees on board, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. We have much to discuss about the sinking isle behind us. I am Captain Three Earrings. It is a pleasure.
Check her ears. Does she have 3 earrings?
She does have 3 earrings.
Okay.
2 on the left, 1 on the right.
So that checks out.
We have much to discuss about the island and the treasure we can get if we return to it. Please, have a seat, have a seat. And she pulls out these benches that are pressed up against the wall and just sort of makes a makeshift space for you to sit. As she goes and sits behind a very modest desk where the map is. She leaves the daggers and the map out. You would see a map of Palma Flora. With the biggest of the daggers with the most ornate handle sticking into a small island, which you realize you were all on. As she sits at the table, she goes, "May I offer anyone a drink? Some wine, perhaps? Ale?"
I'll take one.
I would insight check to see if she's
trying to slip you a make.
Yeah, if she's trying to give us something poisonous or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
23.
Okay. As you look over at her, she kind of looks over at you studying her and goes, "Perhaps you would like to pour." And she pulls her sleeves up and hands you the cups and the wine, as if to say, "If this makes you feel more comfortable, I insist."
I'll go pour one and take it.
It's good. It's good wine, and she looks at you. Alatrion, she gives you a wink as you pour yourself a glass of wine.
Aelin would pour himself a glass.
Now.
Does Ulvar want drinky?
No, he doesn't really trust her right now, so he's keeping you from drinking it right now.
I'm gonna move my glass of wine from the hand closest to Ulvar to the other hand and then take a sip.
Further reaching.
She will push the mat back a tiny bit, get out of the chair, and sit on the table cross-legged, stretching her back as she does so. Not sitting in the chair, but sitting in the sitting on the table, sort of looking at you all and studying. And she goes,
Does sitting and listening to a story count as a short rest?
I'm playing a warlock. I'm like one spell slot. One.
Rip.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
That's all you got.
perhaps,
Feel the pain. Suffer.
perhaps a sharing of information is in order. From Captain Three Earrings, yes? What brings you all here to Palma Flora? Are you all together?
We are now.
Through various circumstances, yeah. We were here to pay respects to a fallen mentor, friend, and apparently uncle.
Didn't really know him.
This is fair.
Well,
You may not have known him. I feel like I did. Just not in a while.
I'm so sorry to make this a part of the conversation, but you are looking at us to give you information, but we have no information about you.
Well, I am the captain of this ship.
And
What
then-
sort of captain would I be if I had a ship full of the wounded and weak that needed a place to be given safety if I let just anyone aboard my ship? You are all obviously the most competent individuals here aboard the ship.
That's unfortunate.
She's gonna look at you and kind of laugh a little bit, like.
You did a very good job.
Yeah, you ran off and almost died, but yeah.
we saved people
Good
that
job.
would probably be dead right now if it wasn't for us. We did the right thing. You helped. Give yourself credit.
I'm not gonna let you die.
Well, I'm not gonna let you die either. I'm sorry.
No. She's just like, she's got her hand up and she's watching the family fight happen, and then she's
Simon's got
like,
the chest on one leg, and he's leaning on it, and just like watching this.
no, by all means, do you need a minute?
No, we're fine.
Right. Fair enough. I'm the captain of the Wave Chaser. We are, as some would refer to us, as independent contractors. We work with the Revelry.
So these are the group of people that are a little bit more rough around the edge.
Only if you like us to be.
Then what is your purpose here in Palma Flora?
That's a funny story. We're actually here searching for a bit of treasure.
And is that what you need us for? To help you search for this treasure?
No, the searching is done. I need your help in retrieval. I'm sure you're all aware of that earthquake. That was no force of nature, that was on purpose. This earthquake has currently dragged Flora Isle into the Shark Feather Abyss. The Shark Feather Abyss is a trench full of those shark-herding individuals that you saw not too long ago. The shark herders and the people of Palma Flora have been at some odds for quite some time, I'm sure you're aware. And she looks over at you as you kind of look up and nod. So,
I've got my map out.
a very young but very ambitious member of their clan by the name of Salachi has recently took charge of those people. She carries within her a great power augmented by an item. I seek to retrieve that item, as it has become unsafe in the hands of those individuals. Yes.
Would Aelin know the name the Revelry from his travels? I assume he would.
All of you are welcome to give me a history check if you know the Revelry.
I'm not even rolling on the landlocked.
No, nothing. You got it. Yeah, no. Nat 20.
Me no no.
Me no no.
I'm not even gonna roll for it.
Further north than me.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I rolled a 12, but I have a -1 to history.
17 for this guy.
10.
The siblings seem to know
So,
something.
Dev and Zerafina.
We know so much about this.
There be pirates
Show off.
here. Okay? Serve the Plank King. Okay? But they're a group of individuals. They are not, and I need this stated clearly they are not working with the Clovis Concord. Okay, they are their own organization with own set of rules and own set of hierarchy of individuals. Most of them, you got a 20?
He got a natural 20. I got a
Not adjusted.
adjusted 20.
You've heard rumors of Dark Toe. Dark Toe is the central spot for these pirates.
So toe like water toe, not
Yeah,
toe
yeah.
like anatomy. Got it.
Yeah, but it is very few individuals that don't serve as a part of the revelry, go to Dark Toe and come back. I think that's a lot of information, correct?
It is quite enough.
Does that appease?
I'm so sorry to be uncourteous
No.
to the captain of this ship.
No, it's fine. You seem to be a man of honor. Are you also a holy man?
He's gonna reach for his necklace, but then realize that he had taken it off, so he's just gonna keep his hand there. There are the gods that are with us, and the gods that we praise.
She gets a little emotional. She's like, I completely... Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Herr Captain, would it be possible to, if we assist you with this, convince you to bring these refugees back to the mainland of Palmaflora?
Absolutely not. I'm going to do that whether you agree to assist me or not.
Generous of you.
One, because they deserve the same rights that we are granted as individuals. And two, I don't have enough food on my ship to take care of them.
Yeah.
We have several options in terms of where we should go. There are a few isles that we can go to. One is Port General. They could very much arrange for another means of transport. Another one is Basaft Isle, and we could also take them straight to Port Damali. And as a sign of good faith, I will let you all choose where we go.
Port Tamale.
Port Damali. Perfect. I have seen what you are capable of, and while my crew is stalwart and sturdy, I think you might be better suited for this, because some of them I worry about being able to trust them should they get their hands on such a powerful magical item. Understood. I'm willing to offer you all a hefty sum as we split the profits for the magical item 3 ways. 1, to go to my ship and upkeep of the ship. 2, to go into a fund for the refugees. And the third portion of it to go to you. I'm sure for this magical item I can safely get 1,500 gold pieces for it, which would net you all a profit of 500 gold.
Sounds good to me.
But is this not
You're the
something
only
that...
one that's ever been on a boat insofar as I'm aware, Herr Latrin?
You served?
No.
No. You've been on a boat.
I have.
What did you do?
I sailed.
You're
Well, I rode. I traveled.
all right.
You
On a
were a
boat.
passenger.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. She smiles and nods, and she goes, fair enough. That puts you as the most experienced member of your current crew.
Great.
As you look down, you see her extend a paw and bring her head up. She's like, don't look down, look up. Looking down shows weakness.
Okay, cool.
Not
Strong?
Not at the ceiling. She puts a paw up and brings her head down. She goes, the Basaft Isle is a very small port. There's a small village called Broken Bank, but if your hearts are set on Port Damali, I must insist that we not stay for very long. The longer we stay, the more they can recoup their resources, but we can, sure enough, get these individuals to Port Damali.
Just need to get them off, and then we can be on our way.
Yes, of course. We do need a bit of ingenuity on your part. The island is now currently underwater, so you must secure means of breathing. But Port Damali is a wonderful place, and I happen to know an alchemist there that might be able to assist us as I make some repairs to my ship. It should take us, a day at most in order to dock at Port Damali.
Excuse me.
Yes.
If it's not too much to ask, could we have a private place that we could say goodbye?
What do you mean, say goodbye?
The individual that I mentioned.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. She goes, I do not have many quarters here. I do have the quarters that was reserved for my first mate, but I will let them know that they will need to find other accommodations for this evening.
Please do not give the quarters away for us.
What is your name?
I apologize, but I do not wish to give this away so quickly.
Then I will say this. You get as much in this world as you take.
And then I take nothing.
Then you will get nothing.
I will take those quarters, though.
She looks at you and she says, you have done many great and wonderful things here. Based on the strength that you had, there is a little girl alive on this ship.
Then may I argue that I fulfill my purpose on this ship and provide help wherever I can.
Fair. But do not give up so much of yourself that there is nothing left at the end of the day. Or because if you do that, no good will be done.
Understood. Put me to work where you need, and I promise I will work as hard as any crewmate as you have.
I'll work half as hard.
She looks at you and she says, you might do well in the revelry.
Aylin's going to look at Olvar and say, we have to say goodbye. If we don't say goodbye, he can't rest.
I understand.
We have to say goodbye.
We don't have to stay in the quarters all night. All we need is, what, an hour?
And I understand that we need to say goodbye. But I understand that we also need to be as purposeful to the new captain as we can.
And the purpose is we say goodbye.
And we
Just say yes.
You're very welcome, Bonbon. Welcome to the group. We're happy to have you. Yep.
Your representative who said that was instructing us to get to the ship. I would like to speak with him, if possible.
Bora.
Yeah.
Of course.
He has a letter that I need to peruse.
She smiles and she says, you don't need to ask my permission. I don't know
He is a
where...
member of your crew.
I don't know where you've served. They are members of my crew, but they fight alongside me, not against me.
Yeah.
Please, speak with whomever you would like to speak with, and visit with them. The chamber will be clear in a few minutes to give you privacy. You may also sleep there, but it will be somewhat cramped quarters. Understood?
Yeah, gotcha.
Do not harm anyone aboard my ship unless they rightly deserve it. And she winks. Understood?
Got it.
Yeah, Herr Captain.
Any other questions for me?
Could I have some more of the wine?
she laughs and she goes, you also might do well in the referee. And she goes, she looks at it, she looks behind her and says, why don't you take this with you? Call it a welcome to the crew gift.
Thank you.
And she hands you the little pitcher of wine.
Okay.
So, we love you, Grim. Have a good night. She hands you that and she goes, take the glasses as well.
Thank you.
She nods at you all and continues to look at the maps. But if anybody would like to speak with her as you
I'm
walk
going to go
over
find all this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in there and look at the map as well.
You can try. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody walks out of the room.
Wherever Aylin's going, I'm going.
Okay. Aelin walks out with the wine. Ulvar goes.
If he's staying to study the map, I'm staying with him while he studies the map because I'm going to look at it too and then we can go together.
Elantrion.
I'm following the box.
Following the box. It's in the box. As everyone leaves the room and she's just sort of studying at it, like at one point, like she looks up with her eyes and just kind of smiles and being like, "Hi."
Hi.
Do you want to leave my cabin now?
I like maps. I mean, I have a few of them. I pull out the treasure map and the other map that I already got.
I like rum. Are we saying things?
Did you have rum?
I do. I did just give you wine.
I didn't have any wine. I mean, I don't really want rum. I just thought we were having a conversation about the rum or the wine and the maps.
I have to
Did
imagine.
you want to look?
I have to imagine this is some sort of conversation because you two have stayed behind.
I was just wondering what the item was, since if we're retrieving it, we should probably know what it is. And since no one else seemed to ask, I figured it might be a good idea.
She goes, it's a rod. Magically enchanted. I don't necessarily know the name of it, but I know that it augments magic to a great degree. So much so that a priestess with dreams of revenge could drag an island screaming into the abyss, and while people drowned and were devoured by sharks.
Wait, did you say rug? A what?
A rod.
A rod. A rod. Got it. Okay.
Are we
I was
stealing it or finding it?
You're taking it by any means necessary.
That means stealing.
If it helps you sleep at night, you're stealing.
I mean, I don't care. I just want to know. I'll leave.
He's a little morally gray around the edges, huh?
He's a lot.
He is.
Thank you.
For what?
Your help. Being kind to us. I think I'm gonna go now.
I think you better.
Okay. Walk out.
You walk out and she's like, wow.
I'm gonna walk up behind Malthus, clap my hand on the shoulder. Guten Tag, mein Freund.
Hey.
You did not quite finish the letter from Herr Krivus.
Oh, God. It's in the room.
Oh, no.
Oof.
I'm
slowly tightening my grip.
Okay. As he goes, you need to give me an acrobatics. Actually, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Cool. That is a 14.
Okay. You get hit in the back of the knees. It's a real quick bop. And you don't quite hit your knees, but as you turn around, you see the dwarven woman being like, oh, I like him tall. Squeeze his shoulder one more time.
Well, I do like some frisky, perhaps later, Fraulein.
Let go of the...
I'm just gonna like, hi.
Oh, no, I'm easing off as I turn to recover.
She puts a hand up. She's like, not now. Squeeze his shoulder one more time. You're all right, Buttercup. And he goes, I'm fine. And she smacks him in the butt, and she's like,
I like that one.
and she just
like
stands...
just in dwarven to him. I like that one.
And he nods his head and goes, me too. He goes, I'm sorry. The island, when the earthquake, we were warned that it could possibly happen. I just didn't think it would happen that soon.
Okay.
Do you remember any of it?
He goes, I remember little bits and pieces. Something like, hey, you guys are great. I'm sorry I died. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this. Something along the lines of, you have to protect it at all costs. Don't let it fall into the wrong hands. Use the gold to secure passage. Something arranged to help the go north.
I'd hoped you'd remember the part about me.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Aelin.
Lots of great stuff about Aelin in the note. Just like
Was it a 1 or 2?
He was like, oh, that Aelin, he's handsome and strong, willed, very smart.
You can stop.
Good lad. I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
Should you remember anything else, we will be at the first mate's quarters for a moment.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but you're doing the job, right?
Yeah, we are assisting the captain.
Just go get the note.
Are we with them yet? Or
yeah,
are we
I'd say
okay.
you come up with like after go get the note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as they go off, I just wanted to ask him something about our uncle.
Yeah.
But possibly as they walk to lag behind. I don't mind if he's there. But
Yeah, Borith is still there. He's just kind of
Okay.
like looking out at the group. And yeah.
when you knew our uncle, did he look? They remember him as human?
I didn't know your uncle. I'm sorry.
You didn't know him.
No, I arrange the room. I go through outside channels.
You
This is
didn't even meet him?
This is a side gig. I
This
don't
was-
There's
Okay.
always people that need the room for some sort of various
Right, got
thing
it.
or another.
No,
and-
no, thank you. Thank you very much.
What was your name?
Zara.
He loved you, Sarah.
Right.
He was like, you're super smart
Yes,
and very pretty and super talented.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you. I walk off.
Yeah.
So if Dev is lagging behind, Aelin would like look out the door and just put his hand up and point at his hand and look at Dev.
Hey, penis!
What happened to the captain?
Yeah.
When you guys left?
What do you mean?
Captain
was
Alexander,
holding the
like
chest.
you two, both left.
Captain Alexander took. Oh, you asked that to Bora.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
You
yes.
say, Hi, I don't know Captain Al. I'm like,
Here's my lunch money.
yeah, you go up to Bora and he's like, he ran to a ship.
Okay.
Yeah. He was one of the first ones to take off.
It's not surprising. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. I'm real sorry. He said you were
I got what I needed.
He said you were super great and talented.
You are just a gem.
Okay.
Inside check?
Cool.
Now with my -1.
Yeah,
That's why I hate to die.
There are a few individuals on the ship that realize, and word has begun to spread of Portamale. Some of the individuals are happy about this, and some of them are less than happy, as they're still mourning the loss of loved ones that might have been on the island, but don't know if those individuals got off out a different ship or found other means to get there. But some of them are just preparing themselves and trying to figure out what they're going to do with their lives. So yeah. Okay. The other room is cleared for you guys. It is a small space. It's probably a little smaller than the rooms that you all stayed in last night. If everybody sleeps smushed, you could all fit in this space to take a long rest tonight. There does seem to be like 2 sets of bunk beds. Not everybody's going to get a bed, but you're going to be able to sleep on the floor, and it looks functional to say the least. Yeah.
If that's the case, then Ulver's not going to take a bed at all. He's just going to sit cross-legged on the floor with his bow in his hand.
Okay.
Just kind of sit because he doesn't need to sleep.
Okay.
We're not sleeping yet, my friend. We should have to figure out what's in here.
Before we open it,
Yeah?
just out of curiosity, how did you all know my uncle?
Oh, I
I
didn't.
mean-
I was just hired to.
Our uncle. I mean, I know that the letter, what little bit of it referred to you as a son and a tutor.
Herr Grievous passed through Novgorod a few years back, came to the temple, and found me and one of my friends, took us under his wing, taught us how to use the whip, and among other things, he treated me as an equal, as a friend. I miss him greatly.
And when you saw him, he was human.
Yeah, he was human. 9 of the tieflings.
Can you blame him?
What's wrong with
Vanessa
how you
seemed
look?
quite taken with you.
I look great. Other people have an issue with it.
Well, that's their problem. What about you, Ulvar?
I did not know him as much as Aelin had done.
He was my tutor. And yes, he He was human. One of the only nice ones I knew.
So then why are you here? If you
As-
didn't know him.
As in the ship or as in the party, this group?
Uncle Creefus, the one who died. We were reading it. Oh, you didn't, because you. Oh,
He came with
sorry.
me. I met him.
Okay,
Aiden was there in my time of need,
that makes more sense.
and I have been in there with him through all his times of need.
And then,
Oh, I was just hired to get the box to Palmaflora. So
Now, at least for the time being, you are stuck with us.
I'm just gonna follow the box for a little while. We'll see how it turns out. You know?
Yeah, this is a good plan.
Yeah.
Shall we?
I mean, there's gold in it now, so.
I mean, someone want to get the door so no one can get in, like
no,
not open it.
I can do that. It's a small room.
The door slams shut. I'm going to listen what's
We are on a pirate ship. Maybe someone should check for listening devices or magic or.
There's probably lots of magic.
Just look around the room.
Is it just like, wow, here I go looking? Or
Yeah,
are you actually looking
yeah,
like,
I'm
cool?
I'm totally looking.
It's a nice patina. I don't know what patina is, but it's nice.
But it sounds great.
It sounds great. Yeah, you look around the room.
Seems fine.
I would
Weaver's going to stand right by the door. He's going to have his
with
back
my
against the
eyeballs look for Thieves' Camp.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
14.
Okay. 14. You find a little bit of Thieves' Camp in the corner alongside the door, on the other side of the door, and you can share with everybody if you want. It takes you a while to discern what it is because it just looks like a tally mark to you. It just looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not till you go to the other side of the door that you realize that it's a kill count. There's a little symbol of a knife pointing straight up, and you look to the other side and you realize somebody had a kill count of 74.
Great. Just like, oh, looks good to me.
This is not a lot at all.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Udver's standing up against the door. He just has his arms crossed.
You're in
He's,
full bouncer mode?
yeah, he's leaning up against the door, just making sure that I don't know if anyone's going to come in, but I'm going to put.
But wait, my boyfriend's in there. There's a lot of people's boyfriends in there.
Here's George Washington. There's a
people's
lot of
boyfriends,
George
it's fine.
Washingtons. Yeah.
Yeah. Arms crossed against the door. Anybody else doing anything in this room? Okay.
Aelin would sit down cross-legged in the center of the room.
This is such an awful sister thing to do.
Oh.
But I want to know if this box opens with if it's just him, because that's not fair.
Okay.
So
understood
I
that.
want to get my hand on that box before him.
Wow.
Okay. You can definitely do that.
That's fine. I'm gonna cast Gust so it hits her in the face.
All right. I need a strength saving throw, please.
What a brother.
Oh
thing.
yeah, I have a -1 to strength, so
Yeah, right.
that's a 16 though.
What's the DC?
14.
Yeah. Does she move backwards if she makes a save?
If she makes it, I don't think so.
You
It's more
see
to
your-
annoy her anyways.
You see your sister like coming up towards the box, and you send a gust, and her wings just go, and like, cause it to stop, and she just leans forward. Yeah. Hand on
speed shoot.
hand on the box.
Yep.
Handle the box.
Hand on the box.
Hand on the box.
Yep, it works.
Click.
The box opens up, and there is nothing inside of it.
What?
It never left my side.
It did not leave your side.
Maybe it needs my hand.
Close it.
Okay.
All opportunities must be yours.
Put your hand on the box.
Called out.
Okay. You put your hand on the box, and there's nothing inside.
Well, I'm a little disappointed, but also not disappointed. I'm having mixed feelings right now.
Aelin's gonna reach in the box and feel.
Okay. Yeah, you reach into the box, and you don't really feel anything inside the box. Give me an investigation check.
Investigation 17.
Okay. 17. You feel, you don't see them, but you definitely feel some runes carved into the box itself. Like almost as if there is a base level illusion to provide like a false bottom, and below it there's stuff carved into the box.
Okay. Does anyone know what these mean?
What are you talking about?
Right here. And I'll grab his hand with my hand, and then put his hand on.
Arcana check.
Good luck.
Just gonna loom over everybody to look in the box, just like.
That's a 15.
15.
I surprised myself.
There are runes, arcane runes, carved into the bottom. You're not quite sure what they mean, but they're carved into the box. They could be any number of things.
I'm not learned in the magics.
How long?
Zara,
Yes,
you know books and magic?
I do.
Feel this, and I'll grab her hand and just shove it.
I've been doing nothing long enough to count it as a short rest.
Yes, you've taken 10 minutes of quiet, moving, talking meditation.
Great. I'm gonna cast comprehend languages.
Okay? You cast comprehend languages.
So it's I can understand any written language.
Okay.
But I've got to be touching the surface, so I'm going to touch the surface.
Okay.
However, if they're like secret messages in a text or a glyph, like an arcane sigil, I won't be able to understand it.
You will not be able to understand it. You definitely feel. If you want to give me an Arcana check, I'll say with comprehend languages, give it to me at advantage.
Okay. Oh, ugh.
That good, huh?
What was it again? Arcana? 16?
Okay.
Arcana check.
Your hands are moving, and it's hard because you're having to translate physical sensations and like carvings with stuff that you might know. So you're tracing it in, but you've also got one hand still on the box itself. And as you're tracing around and stuff like that, you catch one word, and it's safety. It's some sort of thing about safety. And you trace it over again, and it's not protection, it's safety.
The words, they're magical. I can't read them, but that one says safety. I don't know about the rest.
So perhaps we can try again Vidia in a safer location. Perhaps Port Damali.
I know a place.
Anybody else here looking in the box or feeling around for the? Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna loom over just to look.
Okay.
So.
Give me Arcana.
15.
Okay. So Alatrion puts his hand in the box, or are you just looking in the box?
I mean, if there's space for me to put my hand in the box, I will.
Okay. You put your hand in the box. Okay. As you put your hand in the box, there is the feeling like you're being sucker punched.
Okay.
Okay. Where like all of the air leaves your mouth, and you guys see Alatrion for the first time react physically to the box. Okay. As his hands are in, and he's tracing it. Okay. And you hear the voice of someone in your head. You know who this person is. You haven't heard his voice for a long time. Okay?
Okay.
And it says, "Not on the water. He hears you."
Okay. I'm gonna pull my hand out. I'm just gonna say, so we shouldn't open this until we get on land.
Fine by me.
I'll take
if
my
everyone
hand
will
off.
please take their hands out of the box, I'm going to be closing it in 3, 2, and go.
Okay, everybody takes their hands out, they move their hands. The box closes and latches.
Okay.
Right. This stays in this room with as many of the people that want to stay in the room as possible. I am not going to stay in this room. I'm fairly certain one of you snores.
Where?
It's a
Where are you
condition.
Where are you going?
Fruit waters.
Why?
Too many people, not enough beds. I'm sure there's a hammock somewhere I can crash.
Can I go with you and then come back? Because I can understand any language for the next hour. And so I'm hoping somebody will be speaking something and then I can hear it and understand what they're saying. It could be a lot
As soon
of
as
fun.
she says she can read anything, I'm just gonna like casually one elbow to block the thieves' can on the door.
Can I have a perception on that?
Give me a perception check.
That's awesome.
16?
Pretty muscular for a dragonborn.
in Dwarvish as I'm leaving. Have it your own way, bookworm.
You hear it. Have it your own way, bookworm.
I heard that.
Okay.
I'm allowed.
I heard it too.
Who's staying in?
I would excuse myself briefly to go outside.
Okay, the first person to open the door. Okay, as you open the door, you are greeted to applause. The refugees of the ship are staring in the direction of the door, and all of them are just applauding. They start coming up to you. The first one is the holy man, and he goes, "We have taken up a collection to assist with whatever your next endeavor is, and I'm extremely grateful." And he hands you a sack of gold. He goes, "It is not a lot. It is what we were able to gather." And
Tell me, do you have enough for the people to take care of themselves upon reaching Guatemala?
he smiles and says, "We have enough. This is extra. Please, doing good for others in this world is worth enough to us, and they need to know that they have given something. Please."
But don't.
Out of gratitude for them, we will humbly accept.
Okay, it's not a lot. It's 60 gold pieces, but to them it is a small fortune as they have gathered.
10 GP each when we get back in the
People, once he hands the gold, people swarm you. Okay, they're pulling you with arms over towards this little area that they have set up, where they're just having you sit down, and something odd happens. Okay, aboard the deck of this ship, setting out over the waters, while the island has sunk and many lives have been lost, for a brief second, you are enveloped in society. You are enveloped in people, and you are enveloped in love. There is a gratitude here that's hard to put into words. As at one point, Uvar, you're just a mess. You've never been surrounded by this much, and at one point, everybody that is around has food forced into their hands. You know what I mean? From stuff that's been gathered.
Ooh, dumplings.
You see the young kid from the tower. It's like they have a kitchen aboard the ship, and he hands everybody like a big steaming like bowl of dumplings, and it's a lot. As people are just, they want to grab you by the shoulder, they want to shake your hand, they want to some of them have never seen a dragonborn before, and so some of them are just coming up and going like this, being like, "Can I pet your dog?"
Not the right way.
Go down.
With the grain.
But they're all talking in these frantic voices. You see the bartender from the previous night come up to you and start praying over you, saying thanks to the Wild Mother for sending you into their path, and just she puts hands on your shoulder and just starts praying and blessing you. She has no magic inherent in this, but she's just thank you. At one point, you are grabbed by the hand by the little girl, and she brings you over to a group of kids, and they have a blanket set up.
I'll sit.
And they pull the blanket back, and it's just filled with crust of bread, and they're all just look at you, and they're like, "Bread for Bert."
We should share. And I hand them to them too.
And she goes,
No.
This child is precious.
So I'll.
And the kids all just start yelling, and
I'm gonna fly and do some loop-de-loops because I'm gonna try to get them
Great.
refocused on another way of interacting.
Yeah. Yeah, all these people are gathered around this space. You guys are welcome to do what you would like, but it's hard to get away.
I mean, Aelin would try to get away to just
They
kind of
let
a
you.
quiet corner of the ship.
It's not like you're one of us, Google Gobble. Like, no, you just go.
Yeah. And he would pull out the dumplings that he'd wrapped up, and he would pray to Melora, and he would just hold like the package out over the edge of the ship, and just he would say goodbye to Grievous. I brought these for you. They're your favorite. And you drop them.
If I see him off on his own, like with the package, I'm gonna walk up, about a step away. I think you would like these.
They aren't as good as his.
No, but it's the salt that counts, yeah?
Yes.
To Grievous, and I hold up one of the dumplings that I have.
I threw all mine off the boat.
Yeah. It's actually one of them. Grievous.
To Grievous.
Ulver's very, very, very uncomfortable. There's a lot of people around him greeting him and like giving him praise for something that this is what good people do. Why would you praise me for good people actions? So he's super uncomfortable, just like,
Is there a crow's nest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anyone in the crow's nest?
There is.
There is, but there won't be soon.
There's a woman in the crow's nest who's been somewhat quiet as you guys made your way aboard the ship, and but she is sitting up there and she's just kind of like seeing this scene play out in front of you all. But she's up in the crow's nest, sort of looking down, and as you look up and make eye contact with her, she just sort of nods her head at you. She is you see that she's wearing a cloak, but as you look up at her, as she's looking down, you would see the green skin of this.
I'm climbing in the crow's nest.
You're climbing in the crow's nest? Yeah.
Getting away from the crowd.
She's up there and she's got a few lizards like on her shoulder. She's got one like bearded dragon on each shoulder, and you see that she's just a short half orc. And she looks at you and she just sort of like nods.
Hi.
She touches the bearded dragon and the bearded dragon goes down her shoulder, climbs up to your shoulder and goes, hi. Hi. And then the bearded dragon comes back up and sits on her shoulder. Hey, Nightheart Gaming, thanks for the raid! Welcome to episode 1 of our brand new campaign! You guys are the best.
Mind if I escape the crowd?
She touches the other bearded dragon, and the bearded dragon walks forward and goes to your shoulder and goes, not at all. I'm not good with people. And then the bearded dragon like comes up and sits on her shoulder.
Understood. I'm just gonna look out.
As you guys look out, eventually one of the bearded dragons is gonna crawl down, and she goes, I'm Daja.
The lizard or you?
She sends another bearded dragon, and she's like, me. And then the bearded dragon comes back up.
That's a relief.
You see her laugh, and she's not used to laughing, but she laughs a little bit, and she kind of looks out, and she's like, she just kind of sits with you in silence. Okay? While all this is happening, and you guys have your moment to say goodbye to Master Grievous on the edge of the boat, you hear a voice in your head that is 3 earrings that says, would you come to the captain's quarters?
Sure.
Okay. While you are heading towards the captain's quarters, the holy man walks over to you and says, you gave up your holy symbol.
This is true.
Why?
Is there like a ton of people around?
No.
He's just he and I now?
He's pulled you away. He's almost rescued you. Like, I have to speak with him about this very important matter. About
whatever you say, Padre. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll be over
And
here.
so,
Don't worry.
anybody else in the party, they're not around either.
No. It's just you and him at this point as he pulls you away. So you gave it up. Why?
When I was younger, I was given this symbol to be to be given strength by the most wonderful person in the world. And I saw this young little girl who needed that same strength that I needed when I was given the necklace. I gave it to her. She needed strength more than I did. This is why I do this.
He pulls off his own necklace, and he takes the holy symbol off of it. And it's a very simple brown cord. And he looks back at the people, and he goes, "You will never get used to the accolades. It is hard. I was bad at being around individuals. Build something new." And he hands you just the cord. He keeps the holy symbol. And he goes, "The world is full of them. Weak. Those that are attacked. Those that need someone to grant them a holy symbol. You are more of a holy symbol to that girl than any necklace could ever be. Continue. The world needs it now more than ever."
Ulver's gonna take it and he's gonna hold it in his hand, he's gonna get down on both knees and I promise that I will fulfill my purpose.
He nods at you and says, he speaks something in Celestial. Do you speak Celestial?
No.
Okay. He says something in Celestial. It sounds like a benediction, but he basically, he reaches into a pouch and grabs some holy oil at his side and basically traces a line down your head, and you go, "Oh!" And the little girl spit on her finger. Got it.
This makes sense now.
but traces your head, and goes, "Oh yes, I believe I have left something in the room that you are staying in. Would you mind going and getting it for me?"
Yes, of course. And I'll get up.
This will buy you 15 minutes. Enjoy it.
he's gonna put the neck, the rope.
Yeah.
Exactly.
3 earrings. Welcomes you into the room. What?
Hello.
You look like a man who isn't tied down.
Okay. Thanks.
Would you like a job?
Depends.
I mean, after all this.
Maybe.
Always looking for crew members, and I feel like you would be the right fit.
Okay. What's the job? Oh, just like on the boat?
Just on the boat.
Maybe. I've got places to go.
What places are that?
I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet.
I can help you figure it out.
You could. I'm sure. Can I think on it? I know. So I made it.
She laughs. She goes, "Get out of here. There sounds like there's a party going on outside." And she'll reach under, and she's like, "Bring a bottle of rum out there. Say it's from me."
Of course.
Or say it's from you. That'll impress me more.
I'm just gonna drink it.
She's like, "You don't work for me, but I want to give you a promotion." She'll walk you to the door and close it. The night goes on with people in various forms of you realize that you still have quite a journey ahead of you. Anybody else doing anything with your evening? Who's staying inside the room and who's resting outside amongst?
As soon as it starts to even get a little bit dark, Elatrion is back in the room.
Elatrion's in the room.
I was
Sleep outside in the room.
Go into the room that I was instructed to go to.
That room.
Yeah, it's the room. He was just like, "Oh yeah, I left that thing in there."
In the thing, yeah.
You know, just my sense of dignity. Please go and get it.
I'm there.
If he's gone too long, I'm gonna go looking for him.
Who?
Figure out what he's gone up to. Brother.
Dev, give me a
Dev.
perception check.
Yeah. That's right. I'm so bad at perception now. 7.
It takes you a while. You're like, where did he dive off the boat? Like you start looking up, and then you hear something that you're not used to hearing. You hear Dev laugh, and it's coming from the crow's nest. And you kind of look up, and he's sitting there with a the hood is pulled back now, so you recognize her to be a half-orc, a feminine half-orc that is currently having these bearded dragons walk along the railing and do almost like a tightrope on their little tiny bearded dragon feet, and she's just kind of smiling and looking down at the ground, but Dev is up there just enjoying
I'm going to wait to see if this is like a, oh, I need to not disturb him because he's like romantically hitting on this person, and I don't want to get anywhere near that. Or
so just,
if this is
so
like
just so I'm aware, like any good big sister, like this is happening, you're like, yes, you're just staring, like.
Well, I'm listening in because if this is like, I'm like, I don't want to get anywhere near that.
No, don't be shy.
But if this is just like, hey, I just met this person, we're having fun, then I can call up to him. But I don't want to get in the middle of like, cause
I don't think she and I'm not going to speak for Dev. She does not look like she is romantically interested in any way. Icky, call me maybe.
But she would just check, she wouldn't just like assume. She would just wait and listen first, and then she'd go.
I keep asking this because this is your first like non-wisdom based character in a long time. Give me an insight check, please.
You're just enjoying the fact that she's so low insight.
I'm plus 0 to all of these things. That's a 6.
This is crazy. And I just bet you it's the crow's nest. It doesn't look romantic. It's nice to hear your brother's laugh.
Hello.
Go over the side.
Her hood up, bearded dragons off the railing on the shoulders.
Hi.
Hi. You busy? You going to bed? You gonna be up here tonight?
No.
I mean, I just didn't want to completely abandon you, but if you're occupied and having
It's
fun.
a ship. It's not hard to abandon someone.
Well, yeah, but you also golf by yourself a bit, and I didn't want you to just like.
I've been on my own for 6 years, so I
Right,
think
well-
I can handle it.
We gotta go.
You take 2 points of fire damage.
That's after resistance, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'll hop down and start going towards the room.
So maybe you could have written once in a while? Just a bit? Hello, how are you? I mean, I showed up sometimes. Really? This is what you're going to do? You're just going to shut down and not talk and...
I'm gonna go into my bag and pull out Mom's cloak.
Okay.
I got this for you. Figured you'd want it.
That's... When did you get that?
Took it.
You went back?
I'll tell you some other time.
Well, obviously you went back, you got the cloak. Did you go back for the cloak, or did you go back for...
I went back for the cloak.
So then why are you giving it to me? I mean,
Suits
I know
you better.
Mom wore it, and it's a little feminine, but I mean, you could...
You should have it.
Now I just feel bad.
Anyways, it has the wing holes and that would look weird on
Yes,
me, so...
I know. They could probably be stitched up. I would stitch them up for you.
Just take it.
Okay. Thank you. How were they?
I didn't see them. I just...
Oh, they didn't know you were
No, I
there? You
took
just
it.
snuck in and
Yes.
then took stuff and left?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, I haven't really been in contact at all. But there are extenuating circumstances. It's been a little long. It's a long story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
To take anything else?
A couple things.
Like what?
Can I show you another time?
Yes. Okay.
Going to bed.
Did you put the cloak on?
Do I know anything about this cloak? Was it magical? Do I not know? Just Mom wore it a lot?
Fashionable.
It's pretty. It's a let's say it's a it's an indigo colored cloak. But she would wear it occasionally, and
Okay. Then yeah.
you put
I
it
miss
on.
her. I'll wear it.
As you put the cloak on, I need you to make a con save. No, I'm kidding. As you put the cloak on, the first thing you're struck by is how much it smells like her. It smells like the plum groves that you're used to, but she had this scent to her. It wasn't a perfume, and it took you a while to pinpoint it, and you spent a good portion of your adult years looking to replicate the scent. You later found out that it was lilacs. And it's got this hint of like plum and lilacs, and it kind of smells like her, and you don't know why, but your eyes get a little watery. She's been gone a while. You thought you were past it, but just that scent is enough to kind of cut through any sort of emotional or physical walls that you had built up around it. As that happens and you put the cloak on, all of you settle down for a long rest that evening. Are you doing this in watches? Are you trusting in Captain? Or
No.
Okay.
I'm taking the first watch.
Okay.
At least I'm posting up at least by the door, the front door, because I only need
You
to
sitting on the other side of it?
like inside the room, just
Okay.
just by the door, like in a chair, like because I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Or trance.
Okay. After your 4 hours of meditation, you post up outside the door. Give me a perception check. As you're sitting outside the door.
Because I'm amazing at those. That is going to be a 13.
You, 13. You don't hear much. Most of the people are asleep outside. There's a few people that are awake. You do hear the captain engaged in conversation with somebody in her quarters. You don't know who she's speaking to, but she's engaged with conversation with somebody at one point. And you hear it get a little heated. But you stay by your door and just kind of like keep watch and stuff like that. Yeah. As you look about, you just hear that heated conversation going on, and at one point you look up at the crow's nest, and there's a green-skinned individual who's kind of staring down at you with 2 bearded dragons, staring intently at the door.
Like at the door where the sound's coming from?
No,
Or just
yeah.
okay. I'm going to noticeably make eye contact with this person in the crow's nest.
Okay.
Because they're looking at me, or at least the door. I want to be like, I'm also watching you too.
Okay. She takes a little bearded dragon, touches it, and puts it, and it spends like 4 or 5 minutes climbing down the crow's nest, and climbs down the ropes, walks over to you, and like goes over to your leg and puts like one of the little bearded dragon claws on your leg, and she says, "I see you, Eladrin." And the bearded dragon gets up and moves and climbs back up the crow's nest, and she leans back, and the bearded dragon just climbs into the crow's nest.
And then you said this person was orcish?
Half-orc.
Half-orc.
Okay. Keep watch the rest of the night. Everybody wakes up after marking down a long rest on their character sheet as the ship pulls up to the port of Port de Male. One of the bustling cities here in Wildmount. I think that is a perfect spot to end your first episode. Well done, heroes. Thank you so much to everybody that joined us tonight for Wildmount. I'm really excited to get this up and running, and I'll be sure to keep it going for a long, long time. AKV, thank you so much. Dreamgirl, Wolfgren, Captain Slaymore, everybody in the chat, thank you so much. And to everybody that donated bits tonight to help us keep the lights on here and on the channel, we are so grateful. Indigo, connect and grab your sword, and thank you for wandering with us. We're going to go raid another channel real quick, but we'll see you all soon.